fell asleep a little bit ago. I just woke up about probably 30 minutes ago. I'm just going to run through this real quick. I got the worst heartburn ever in the world. Damn. I ate some Taco Bell and then laid down. Hey, China Doll. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Dazed. So, we're going to run through some shit real quick, baby. Go check out my community post if you want. Hey, Dolly's threatening to choke out my 18-year-old daughter with his 11-inch eggplant. This is real number. You go ahead and call him if you want to. Hey, baby. I'm just gonna run through this real quick. It's some new allegations came out. Allegedly with Jared at AWP. Allegedly, now his sister is to be added to the list, evidently, and it's okay, I guess. She's been very vocal. We're gonna go ahead and run through this. I'm not gonna take all night. Hello to everyone. Yeah. Go look at you. You can look at my community tab while Hey, it's the real number. Yeah, no, he said he's gonna make a video of it and show YouTube. Yeah. I'll put up all the screenshots a little bit later on. He's just razzing Dolly, and Dolly can't handle the razzing right now. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make your daughter choke on my 11-inch eggplant, but he said the other word. So, boy, Dolly is so easy to bait. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover Ictamel's stuff. Fair use. This is quite concerning. Now, before I do that, what I want to do is, yeah, me too. I'm sorry for my daughter too. I said, my daughter's old enough. When Ice Cold did what he did, and you could have saved. I mean, come on, Dolly. You had a niece that couldn't use a fork and used intelligible words and wandered away from the house. Like, bro, you got to save some stuff in your family first. Moving forward. Yeah, he's got all the nerve. All I did was text him. I was like, "Hey, bro, somebody sent me Tragedy Pimps exposed video of you saying you wanted to send me money for a ticket. I'd love to come there, and I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do none of that." Yeah. The physics don't even. If Dolly had 11 inches, he couldn't even walk. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's 4'7". All right, moving forward. Yeah, Dolly Vision is for domestic violence. That's right. DV. Okay, moving forward. So, Mr. Jared, Ictamel was talking earlier, and he was talking about a video. Here it is. What is your purpose? So, this was from 6 months ago, allegedly. And there were some timestamps. Now, I didn't grab all the timestamps, but I did grab the front timestamp. And this is where Jared is talking about some stuff. Let me run this. Let me run this here. Yeah, if talk of SA or these sorts of high stress, high tension situations, if they bother you, please walk away. Nothing on YouTube is worth it. I would tell you to just go find some kitten videos to watch, or maybe go find some silly TikTok videos to watch. This one here might not be the one. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This will be a little hard. I'm just reiterating. This will be a little hard on survivors. It was a little hard on me, and I'm not a survivor. So I can only imagine what this um, what this must be like. And that's the one thing that I understand the community. You know, we're here for the victims, and we're here to um, we're here to advocate for victims. And this is a very, very hard situation. Very hard situation. I pray for his cousin and his sister because this is all incestual. And that's seemingly, from what I understand, it's just sort of that added insult to the victims, right? So moving forward, thank you all for being here. I know it's impromptu. We're gonna listen to a little bit of this really quick.
Side, I hope that I can get in because I've done a lot of stupid stuff in my younger years. I want to be there for my family. Morning, Kira. I want to be there for those that need my help, my assistance. And
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say sister right there, but he didn't. Um, you know, I want to preface this right now by saying that the regular man can fall susceptible to the same doom as men that other people make great. Now, if you listen to what I said, it's other people make great. Now, I'm not going to, for even a moment tonight, diminish some of the things that the guy has done. However, I think that there's a really clear cut path from when he started this to what his behavior even turned into at the latter portion of all of this. So, understanding what the logistical layout looked like at the end of Kylie's case, right? So, you've got Jared, he starts to become very thin and sparse. And then and I was explaining this to Tiffany, right? So, you have, so say on my channel is very small. On my channel, if I put something behind a paywall, there isn't this microcosm, this butterfly effect. It's just that I put something behind a paywall, which is members only, right? For those that don't know what a paywall is. So for the Kylie Rodney situation to have been hamstrung or rerouted via paywall, what that also was the next step in the whole mixture of him becoming sparse, because this thing was, if I believe right, it was filed in February. So this guy's been knowing this is coming. It just smacked the internet, right? It's encapsulated in a time warp, a time continuum, whereas kind of like his cases, right? Like when we see them, they're set back in time. They already happened, right? But they've got to act, right? They come on, and it's all. Sometimes it's pre-recorded, sometimes it's not pre-recorded, and they come on, and there's this time, continuum where they seemingly it's like an envelope, right? It's like understanding that here is 1980, and here's 1992. And here is 2022, and that all you got to do is fold them. They're right next to each other, right? I mean, you can just, this is what's happening, actually, right? It's the continuum. So what he did in 92 doesn't matter what he did in this whole linear right here. It means nothing because it's overshadowed by the bend in the continuum. So that's, essentially time travel right there. You figure out how to bend the continuum and you got time travel. So in my opinion, even 6 months ago, whenever this was allegedly streamed, 6 months ago, it was already pulled forward, right? Like he knew then probably that thing had hit a grand jury. Now let's be very real about what's going on. He's been indicted. Okay, indicted suggests that a grand jury thought that there was enough evidence to move forward with a trial, which means he automatically loses his right to a preliminary examination. Now, I'm not here to go through all of the time of the age stuff. Clearly, let's be very clear. From what I understand, age consent in Utah is 18. He was 17. Clearly, he's being charged as an adult in that back there, right? So there's a lot of things, and this is what I don't want people to get into doing right now. Okay, I don't want people to start trying to compare. Okay, I don't want people to try to compare Don's situation in Utah to Jared's situation in Utah. Okay, they're apples and oranges, right? They're apples and oranges. So you can't place a pressure and a stress on the ideal of the law enforcement in and I wouldn't say this is a thing to go rally for or petition for quite yet, right? Just give it a little time, be patient, but understanding that seeing it could bring a little gravity to the situation, right? So now Utah will go back, right? They will go back. Now, let's go ahead and all right. Amethyst. Yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to show you really quick. True bill indictment. A true bill indictment is basically them saying, we heard a presentation from the prosecutor. We, the grand juries, feel there is probable cause to believe that this individual committed a felony level offense. And so we are formally charging them with that crime. That is a true bill of indictment. Every indictment also is at the same time a true bill, right? Now, if a true bill is issued, the grand jury files an indictment, which is then transferred to the superior court's calendar for a jury trial. If there is not enough supporting evidence for an alleged crime, the grand jury endorses a no bill, which results in the charges being dismissed. Now, understanding that the preliminary examination time is after arraignment. Okay. Now, arraignment could be preceded by jail, whatever, right? So you go to arraignment and they set for your prelim. Then you come to your prelim, and your prelim is what they call a preliminary examination. It is the first time you are, it's two things. It is a poignant moment in your movement in your case. You either are going to motion that the case be dropped, or the prosecutor could motion it. Hey, that's the point where it moves to trial. So what that's saying is he's lost a part of his very, very, very provincial due process. He's lost the opportunity to the first part of it. It means it's going straight to trial. Now, I don't know what his late November court situation is for. I have no idea. I have not looked into that. It could be a plea. I'm guessing. I don't really know what to guess. Now, to go back to what I was saying before, this scenario in particular, when you look at all the glitter on it, right? Although Jared has allegedly done these heinous things, and now, so also you have to understand that what the cousin said, and now 8 hours later or 10 hours later, you have a coming to fruition of what the sister said. The sister said there were other victims in the family and out of the family. Well, now what you have is another victim um, in the family, right? But what seemingly a much closer biological tie, even so, as a cousin. And I don't have any idea if it was a first cousin, second cousin, whatever, right? So, moving past the preliminary examination, Jared doesn't get that. It's pulled, right? He's going straight to trial or straight to sentencing, whatever that is that he's got going end of November. So, pulling back, this is the what is your purpose?
Morning, Kara. I want to be there for those that need my help, my assistance. And so I think so. This is just a reminder to go out there in life, to be that good human, to be there for your friends and your family, and to mend those, the relationships that need to be mended. You have family that I have family where 100%. I'm sorry, but
So some of us in here, and I can't see the chat, so thank you again, all of you, for being here. Some of us in here may have been a part of the study course that we have, which is the TLT, the Truth to Lies. And in that, I believe it was last night, we were listening to cerebellum leak or brain leakage through the verbiage, understanding that the mind, and I'm not suggesting the guy is lying about anything. What I'm saying is understanding that the brain is designed to not lie. And that when the free will of the individual forces the organ to do what it wasn't designed to do, there are physiological outputs, right? Flushing of the face. That flushing of the face oftentimes will create dry mouth. It will create itching or tingling in the face that you may see them. It can create anxiety where they may rock, they may tap a foot, they may be picking their nails. There's a lot of physiological things that happen when you are telling your brain to lie. Now, understanding vaguely and loosely what leakage is, brain leakage, this starts to, without a full context, you can certainly see that it looks in that way, right? So I really love that. Pardon me. I guess it just flicked to that. So we're going to go ahead and look at a little bit of this. Thank you, Ickmel, for shouting out the timestamps on this. And we'll be going through a little bit of it. Then I want to move over to what Ickmel has just put down, but I want to do it in this way. That way, Ickmel, his thing can continue to run before I show some of the fair use aspects of that. Now, so we've covered Truebill indictment. For those that maybe missed the earlier segment, we also pulled up the phenomena of hero syndrome, right? So the hero syndrome is a term used or coined by media to describe the behavior of a person, seeking heroism or recognition, usually by creating a harmful situation that only they, seemingly in their mind, only they can come back around and backdoor and fix. Now, interestingly enough, hero syndrome, or the ideal of hero syndrome, most oftentimes applies to arson. A lot of times, someone who is exhibiting this sort of behavior has started a fire that they can come around and there's a lot of things, right? So, what Tiffany had said was, she said, it's so scary. Like, these people like this, like when we hear that generic term or that generic statement and phrase where people are like, oh, it's always these guys, people that do this, they always hide up here in these powerful positions. And you got the Harvey Weinsteins and the Epsteins and, the so on and so forth. But then a situation like this happens, and it happens on the continuum, so that this isn't such a feat, right? It isn't like this is such a vast space between heroism and the fall from grace, right? So that's a very short bend in the time, right? So you've got this guy who stacked this heroic. I mean, let's be really clear here. Jared and the team or whatever, they're involved in the Kylie situation, the stuff before. It's beautiful work they did. I said some things earlier when I was triggered, and I left them up there because I'm that guy. I don't dirty delete nothing. And I even asked Fizzle, I'm like, man, should I take this down? And she's like, bro, you said it. You might as well stand on it. I'm like, now you're right. So I'm back now just to make that clarification. Like before, I said that everything that he had been a part of had been tainted, and that very well may be the case. But I'm not the one that can judge that. I can't judge for those other families whether or not they still feel like what he did for them is great. And I'm sure they do. I mean, let's be human adults. Of course they do. If you didn't know what happened to your son, niece, or whatever for, 17, 25, whatever it was, some of these cases, like, yes, they're still those people, I had to think about it. Like those people aren't like, oh my God, put my family member back in the water. It's not that. They're still appreciative and they got that closure. It's just so strange, the contradictive nature of it's almost like Jared has this crazy need to give people closure because the real closure he should be giving people, he either won't or can't or whatever, right? So these accounts from these women, they don't seem to be interactions between a man and a woman where there were several attempts made by Jared in order to try to make these things right. I don't know the logistics of it, right? So we've covered hero syndrome. Now we're going to do a little bit of this.
Some of my friendships as well. We have need to be mended. You have family that I have family where 100%. I'm sorry, but the bridge has been burned. There's no rebuilding it. The same thing with.
Now, that's not to say that someone hasn't done something to him and his family that he's chosen to take ownership of the burning of a bridge. But it sounds very schmug in what we know now that he could be referring to something he did and narcissistically like, well, let's burn. Like, I'm just going to burn the bridge. If she ain't going to accept my apology, I'm going to burn the bridge. Without the full context. But I just, there's a lot of schmugness about this guy, right? And now it's all very clear.
Some of my friendships as well. We have different chapters in life, and it's okay that we don't bring certain people from the last chapter into this chapter, but we may meet up with them again 4 or 5 chapters down the road from now.
Yeah, I don't know how, in terms of years, how long those chapters are, but about 30 chapters got brought back in, bro.
But I want to talk about, the gratitude I have for all of you.
Yeah, see? Fuck what I did in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck having to answer to that. You know what I'm saying? He knows at this point, 6 months ago, he's going to have to answer to that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Igmel's got going on. We'll come back to a little bit of this. If you guys aren't subscribed to Igmel, please take a moment and go on over and subscribe, as I know there's so many new faces tonight that a lot of y'all came from there. The girl was 9. Very clear. Absolutely. Very, very clear. I agree 100%. Again, if you're not subscribed to Igmel, run over there and check him out, man. Like he's definitely on top of it. Definitely. Him and Cinema Shogun. You guys, I've been subscribed to him since back in the Kylie Rodney case. And he does a pretty good job for the most part. I don't have any real complaints about the guy I don't have any complaints.
My channel, I am going to be talking about Jared Lasic's sister. Somebody had sent me her
trigger warning. Understanding, I'm going to tell you now that it's going to be a hard conversation, right? He's going to say and talk about things that, again, if you're a survivor or these things really trouble or perturb you, that I would ask for you to go ahead and find yourself something else to watch. You know, not all of my videos are for everybody, and so please. Go ahead and find yourself something else to entertain yourself with. Give me a moment here. Absolutely, Allison. He definitely knew. Definitely knew. Like that is, you're exactly right. You're not gonna claim plausible deniability here. Not with this one. This is a little different scenario. Now you've actually got his birth sister coming into the play. Trigger warning. Yes, Whistle, it's very bad.
Profile and told me that I should look into it, and she made
Whistle, this is a different one. This is from about 30 minutes ago. So this is a brand new one.
some damning allegations. And so this is his sister, Jessica May Lasik, and I did a background check to confirm that this is her. And it's pretty disturbing, the things that she's claiming has happened to her. So we're going to go through the post where she's talking about Jared and calling him out. So we're going to start off from the more recent post, and we're going to work our way back, which it gets worse the more we go back. Jessica says here, I feel like I'm living with a target on my back, but I'm used to it. Been standing up for what's right my whole life, while others are put on pedestals for doing harm.
Now, I want to say, first of all, please pray for Jessica, Jared's sister. I also want to say that, shouts out to Ikdamel for having the confidence as a man to cover this. Like, it's who needs to cover it when men blunder in the woman's world. Like, this is y'all's community. Us men are just visitors here, right? So, he's putting his channel on the line, in my opinion. Like, you just never know what YouTube is going to feel is, the precipice, you just can't do, so I really applaud Ikdamel for having the courage and the bravery to run these stories. Cinema Shogun too. Shouts out to both of these guys. They're really strong, good male role models when need be. It's a beautiful thing. They're stepping in.
To others, I appreciate the person that is standing up for what is right, as well as I hope this will protect innocent children. We weren't protected, but we're trying to help others. And in case you're not aware, yes, this is my brother. Changed my name to my real name on Facebook a couple months ago, so I'd be easier to get a hold of due to this. Now,
did you hear what he just said? I changed my name on Facebook a couple of months ago, so I'd be easier to get a hold of due to this. She wants to be gotten a hold to about this.
Now, the two posts that she posted under here, I'm going to skip because we covered both of these posts. The court document, which is real, I can put the link in the description. You can pay the $5, and it really is Jared. I did a background check, just like I did a background check on a sister. And this Reddit post we covered earlier as well. This post from September 14th is interesting and pretty messed up. Jessica says, I got an order today to deliver to Jared on the outskirts of Redmond, Oregon, which is where he lives. Delivery instructions said to go through the green gate and to go to the house. When I pulled up to the electric gate, it started closing. So I parked and got out of my vehicle with the order as I saw a man in the distance walking up the driveway. It was my older brother, Jared Lasik, who started screaming, F you, Jessica. No, Jared, you can't F me anymore, you psycho piece of ish.
Wow. So there's that part. Damn. That's heavy duty. It's really heavy duty. Ikdamel. Thank you. Is it okay if I call him Mel? Is he okay with that, cat? Ikdamel. Sorry.
You knew who had your order and was driving all the way out there. So I guess she does some sort of delivery service. He figured he would had an idea that she'd probably show up. Don't be mad at me for supporting people who want to put you away, which I guess would be the cousin. Be mad at yourself for all the things you've done to others. I might have been the first one you SA'd, but I was far from the last.
Whoa. So again, I don't know how deep the number of victims go. I have no idea, but there is it's like a hot potato situation, right? Each now you've got both of them saying there's more, and the cousin said there's more. Here comes the sister; she would constitute more. So I'm really let me say this, right? Like nobody needs to get hurt. Like Jared, I just want to put that out there. Like I know that some of these things, like I know that a lot of people say, "Oh, a narcissist will never hurt themselves, or never." They do. They hurt themselves all the way through life with their behavior, and then it's their behavior again that they use to try to manipulate people out of the trouble they've already, created for themselves. But a lot of people say, "Oh, no, a narcissist will never unalive themselves." I don't know, like that's like the first thing, like bro, Jared, like we as we in the people, like we have the right to extrapolate our pound of flesh if any or all of this is true. And I want to mention that because I feel like this is a crazy huge fall from grace. It's also a huge crazy fall from a financial grace. It is a lot. It is a complete undoing of everything that he had optically done cosmetically, right?
You're not a hero like others may think. You are a narcissist piece of isht. That's about to go down for your own actions. I'm not afraid of you like others are. You can't brainwash me like you've done to others. You made your bed. Now it's time for you to toss and turn and lose sleep over some of your own actions. It's only a matter of time that the truth of Jared Lasik is revealed.
Now, what is troubling about that statement to me is that it's seeming that this isn't the worst of it. Like, if this isn't the reveal, I hate to even know what the reveal is. Now, I want to be very clear as well that the cousin made she made an account that one of the situations that he allegedly had tried to perform on her, it rhymes with lobotomy, but it's not a lobotomy.
Thank you for showing your face today. Now we know where to send the police. And this was September 14th.
So, damn. Doesn't that food service, like, who's dropping that stuff off, don't you? Like, does it tell you through the app a lot of times? I'll see on the replay.
That's pretty messed up. If this is true, which I don't see why it wouldn't be true. If this is true, that's pretty dirty. I guess he wanted to send a message. He wanted her to come out there just so he can say that to her.
Whoa. Wow. He did that on purpose. Okay.
Allegedly. Now, this is August 10th from Jessica. First message I received this morning was from the son of the first adult that tried to arm me.
First message I received this morning was from the son of the first adult that armed me. Of the first adult. So there's more than one adult. It seems as if the family is getting scared and they are now trying to slander me and scare me into keeping my mouth shut. Again, it's not going to happen.
It seems as if the family is getting scared and they're now trying to slander me and scare me into keeping my mouth shut. Again, it's not going to work. Our family is sick, and I'm not a kid that you can throw to the wolves anymore. I'm a wolf now, and I will not back down. I feel Joan of Arc running through my veins, always have and always will. My life is in danger at this point, and I'm not scared. I will die a martyr if that is my path. August 8th. It's
Now, Jessica, please, to die a martyr, shoo-wee. Nobody needs to get hurt. I mean, if Jared's going to get hurt, it needs to happen in prison, but nobody needs to get hurt. And again, like I just say to Jared, just to put it in the cosmos, man, you gotta let that court handle that business, bro. Don't do nothing stupid. You done enough stupid shit already.
As if you've been SA'd by LASIK or Juage, you are not alone. Utah has lifted their statute of limitations. Time to speak up, and we've spoken about that multiple times in the live stream about the statute of limitations and what happened.
Now, understanding that there has been some sort of revisiting of those ordinances, I don't know the specifics, and all I can say is that in light of the stuff with Jared, to just everyone remain hopeful, right? That if there's justice to be had for Mary and for Jeannie, that maybe now Utah, maybe whatever, right? You get it. So hopefully, all the dynamics are cool for their cases or case as well.
It says here, Jessica also said, we come from a family that will protect perpetrators and lift them up on pedestals while shunning victims. It stops now. Here's another post, and this is from July 22nd, 2021. And it says here, I just got a text message from my mother that my grandfather passed away. Really? At 1 a.m. in the morning? ? I've been trying to get a hold of my mother for the last couple of years with no luck. I was kicked out of the family at 14 years old for being ARD. I was a perfect little...
Wow. Damn. It could know. Man, this is a lot. I don't know. I'm kind of old in my life to have sort of this happen in front of my eyes. Like, it just really, it plays on who you think heroes are, I mean, we've all seen the Zimmermans and the Chauvins of the world, the police that don't do right. We've seen the ones that do things to kids. We've seen it all. I don't know. I don't understand how people can commit certain atrocities and then sort of so easily move on. And I really, I can't dictate to what degree it was easy for him to move on, but the guy certainly went forward and flourished big time. So how do you do that when you have all that unresolved torture in your past and torture of this type, right? Like, and even the lobotomies in there, like.
Little Mormon kid who was top in academics, sports, and had tremendous musical abilities. In my third grade, my competitive nature turned into an academic competition with one of the other top athletes. We raced book through book, and I was already taking college courses at the beginning of middle school. There was no stopping us. I was the type of kid that everyone wanted.
When this started, we were on the road, Josh and Carson and I and Doug were kind of joking around like, hey, wouldn't it be like really cool if we ended up with a, sheriff's badge from time to time and that we can start working with more and more law enforcement.
It'd be real badass if you got a sheriff's badge. Hell yeah, that'd be badass, Jared. Fucking A, dude. That's just what you need. Hell yeah, you need a big ass sheriff's badge. Yep. Unfortunately, you're gonna get a different kind of badge. Hopefully, you're gonna get a Dolly Vision red dot. So you might as well just do like Dolly did and just go out there and pay somebody to put red shingles on your roof.
And so, while we were in Fort Worth one time, the boys stopped into a little souvenir shop. And so, this is my first badge.
There we go. That's what we were looking for. Thumbnail. Screenshot Mafia, right? There's a new sheriff in town.
Ended up on the streets of Vegas with nowhere to turn, then ended up on the streets of Eugene selling drugs for a bunch of bikers who took me in after being ARD. At 15, I pulled off one of the biggest heists Eugene had probably ever had. I definitely went into survival mode and adapted to my surroundings so well it made the chameleons jealous. I will say it again. Really? A text at 1 a.m.
So let's get a little segue in really quick. You understand that after being Ard and outcast um, from her Mormon family, she was forced to go to Vegas, and seems like the lady has lived a hard life after being Ard and watching her offender be turned to platinum, right? Now, there's going to be some talk here down in the bottom that if talk of um, self harm is troubling to you as well, this whole thing is just a very intense segment.
telling my grandfather is dead when I have not been part of the family over 30 years. I have not been allowed in families' homes. I have not been allowed in families' lives. I have not been allowed in families' weddings, and I have not been allowed in families' funerals. I have tried to be part of this family, but I have to make the decision to not put myself through any more self-torture. The last time I saw my mother, I asked if she would sign a paper to make sure that I had a 72-hour mental evaluation since everyone in the family thinks I'm crazy. She told me that she would never do that because she was afraid they would never get me back. She only had a few bites of her sandwich, then said that I was part alien. What type of aliens we are, what planet we are from, and then she left. I have been more this week than I have been in years. And this is a reminder that I still have no one to turn to. However, I learned that being still is not a bad thing. It just means that I can live my life with no fear. Anyone that has a problem with that can F the F off. I just wanted to add one more post.
But being out here on the road and helping, the law enforcement, helping them find people, I ended up.
I wonder if he's going to be so helpful with law enforcement on these ladies' cases. That's what I want to know.
With my very first sheriff badge, that all of you.
There, that's the good one right there. Fucking A, Jared. St. Clair, I bet you want that back, don't you? Yeah, I would too.
Put me in this position to end up with a badge that means something. I ended up with my very first sheriff's badge.
I bet he hold on to his cousin tighter than that.
That all of you put me in this position to end up with a badge that means something so important and special to me.
All of you put him, he thinks, all of you. He don't fuck with you. All of you put him right there to get that St. Clair badge, baby. Mm-hmm. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want. You want a fucking badge that looks so real that a fucking alleged pedo, incestuous pedo, could use to do some old fuck shit with.
We were able to go out there and help a family, to help Nadine Moses' family, to find and locate her and bring.
I think the other timestamp was, where was it? 13 something, I thought he said. Oh, here we go. Maybe this
the reason why we received it. They didn't have the flag on it.
Boy, they really hosed him down with all kinds of fucking fake police memorabilia, for fuck's sake. What do we have here? Must be a little coin to, I don't know, scratch off some sort of pedo ticket.
This one is very suiting with the, these other ones so far that I've talked about. They didn't have.
Beto O'Rourke, abortion.
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't giving you no more money, you bitch.
And this is a reply to somebody. And she says, "Thank you. I'm no longer LDS." So the family, I guess, was LDS. And I wonder why Jared referenced LDS, which is, in the, allegedly in the email reply. He said, "I'm no longer LDS as I was always denied a temple recommend for not fully believing in the repentance process. There's no way that anyone can convince me that if I go through the repentance process, I can walk this earth as if I have never sinned that sin. If I punch a guy in the face and break his nose and then go to the repentance process, I will be told that I can walk this earth as if that sin never happened. I believe that would make me a liar. So what's done is done and will always be. This is one of the reasons that I was kicked out of the family. The police got involved, and evidently in the Mormon religion, the bishops should have been called. Then the perpetrator has the option of going through the repentance process so that he can walk this earth telling everybody that he's not an R. Everyone thinks Mormons are..."
Damn.
An extremist.
Are you for or against third trimester abortions?
That should be a decision.
Boy. I mean, you got to ask yourself, right? Like you get down to that point. I mean, this will really just shake your foundation and how you feel about things, right? Like what do you do? Like, do you still ask somebody for help even though they've done these fucking vicious, torturous, deplorable things?
But this one is very suiting. And the reason why we received it is you have
Don't say that's a SA Survivor coin, please, bro.
John Sarkowski ended up being part of that 22 per day veteran statistic. Unfortunately, made it. We spent the first day looking for him with incredible support from eating bugs, and it was the next day of just simply to restore faith in humanity, as many of you have said. Again, going out there, just it's all of them that we go out on that. Again, going out there just simply to restore faith in humanity, as many of you have said. That I feel as though we all
to restore faith in humanities. That's what your own people are asking you to do, Jared.
Are perfect, but they are just perfect liars. Not my cup of tea. I'm not trying to offend you personally, but that is my personal opinion about the Mormon religion. I just wanted to add that information, which somebody had told me about. I think it's pretty crucial, and I guess all these questions are in my head, and this corroborates the other person's story, and I have verified
have this ability
information.
Ooh, yeah.
Restore faith in humanity, as many of you have said. That I feel as though we all have this ability. Yes, we now have sonar. Yes, we're divers. But just simply these families said, we didn't think that anybody cared, or we haven't. You've done more for us in one day than anybody's done in the past X number of weeks.
Whoa, Jared. That didn't age well. Fuck me, buddy.
Or we haven't. You've done more for us in one day than anybody's done in the past X number of weeks, X number of months, X number of years or decades. And that these families just want to know that somebody has not forgotten about their lost loved one.
Ooh, I think your own sister feels the same way, sir.
As far as identities, and just super disturbing. Leave a comment down below. I know there's people that are going to be upset. Jared's going to have his day in court. I believe the court appearance is supposed to be November 30th, 2022. I'll be following to see what happens. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. I don't think that these people should be attacked like some of the people on the internet are doing, and victim blaming, all kinds of horrible things that some of these people are doing on the internet.
I agree. To blame her as a victim, like we live in a society that even the police are very, very, what you talking about, Willis? When I've only heard, right, that there is seemingly in a lot of jurisdictions the issue with SA is getting it reported, right? So, man, this is a lot. I do want to thank everyone for joining me this evening for this little short rundown. He should have been. Yes, I agree. So do we know who now? Sister. Yes, Willow. It's a sister. I'm sorry. Sorry, Avery. Man, the way I got this Mac set up, because I use different program, the way I got it set up is to where when I actually when I play a video, I got to put the microphone by the speaker right here, which then turns it away from my voice. But no, I agree. Austin, a person like that doesn't deserve a day in court to waste resources and causes victims more trauma. That's it. Like, those people, they get to relive it. Both sides get to relive it when they go to court if it goes the length of the field. And, in some sick way, like if a predator is a predator, it doesn't matter if he's in court in an orange jumpsuit when he's hearing that story, man. He's going to get it, Yes, sorry. He's going to get to relive that. Right. So I don't know, like this is really shaking. I know it's shaking a lot of people. And I'll be honest with you, like for me, it does shake it, but I already know who's out in the world. I already know. I know who's in the world, and I know not to just put my faith in a man or a woman. They will fail you, right? So I agree, Crispy. It's what it is. Like this whole internet environment, right? I mean, come on. Anyways, I sure appreciate all of you for joining me this evening. I will be following the situation, and I will be adding my commentary. Um, I will be adding my comment. Yeah, Angel, I see you. Hey, Dutchy. I'll be adding my commentary as we go, and try to fill in the gaps as I can. Appreciate you all for joining me. God bless you. Thank you.